over our cities, along our coastlines and across our green and pleasant land, an invisible army is fighting a never-ending war. Their enemy is the filth that we create and the vermin that thrive on it. Welcome to the hidden world of the Grimefighters. In our programme tonight, grime meets crime on Saturday evening. We follow Council Officer Mitch as he wages war on the illegal hot dog salesman in London's West End.
It's filth, it's disgusting, and people are paying good money for this.
News of another sting of a different sort, Dagenham Pete comes face to face with a wasp's nest.
I've just been stung again.
And there's some rather posh grime at a stately home in Middlesex.
Quite grubby, isn't it?
Saturday night is party night in the capital of booze. When the pubbers and clubbers pour out onto the streets of London, there's a hidden danger in the food they may eat. Some street vendors are licensed and are subject to strict health and safety legislation, but many are not. Selling hot dogs illegally doesn't matter? Yes, it does. The man in charge of stopping the dodgy dealers is Westminster Inspector Mitch Matthews Dublin.
Our offices are situated just over Leicester Square. I can tell that we've got one or two spotters outside our building. These are characters that work along with illegal street traders, and they come to watch us preparing so that they can see how many officers are on duty. So that means that we're going to have a lot of hot dogs trolleys out there tonight, and looks like there's going to be a lot of fun and games.
Mitch is about to engage in an extraordinary game of cat and mouse. Some rogue rickshaw drivers are involved. They're used as spotters, helping Mr. Hot Dog to stay one step ahead of Mitch and his team. In Piccadilly, Mitch spots the spotters spotting him.
There you go. What they're doing now is they're actually blending into the crowd now. The one down there on the guy on the phone, he's known to us as an illegal street trader.
But that's the game. It means the mice have come out to play, and Mitch knows where to look.
Westminster being a very old part of Britain, of the UK, and this has been having a medieval layout. Actually, if we sneak around here, you'll find we've got a hot dog trolley. Come and take a look at this. Is this your trolley?
It's not my trolley, it's my friend's trolley, isn't it?
So is this your trolley?
It's not my trolley, it's my friend's trolley.
Okay, and who's your friend?
Mr. Hot Dog doesn't work on his own.
Is he?
The trolleys are all put onto the street from a single van.
November 2 to all city inspectors. Can you come down to Apple Tree Yard?
The trolley will have to be removed. The culprit won't only lose it,
Jesus Christ!
he may have to pay his boss £50 in compensation.
Where are you going?
I'm going, it's not mine, isn't it?
When Mitch takes over a trolley, he makes it safe.
It's got a gas canister inside it. And as you can see exactly what's going on here. Boxes of half-cooked sausages.
It looks horrible, and it is horrible.
Loads of bacteria growing on this. You can imagine anything that's been sitting around for hours, any meat item, it's going to have bacteria. You're going to have issues like staphylococcus, salmonella, all sorts of bacteria. It's filth, it's disgusting, and people are paying good money for this. Another reason why we have to be concerned, they use these knives to cut the onions up, yeah, but they also use these knives as weapons to protect themselves, their money and their trolleys.
The cat has already caught a mouse, and there are still hours to go. In Dagenham, the householder's distress call means an unexpected and risky challenge for pest controller Pete.
Getting late in the evening now, but we had to leave this one a bit late. We're doing a wasp nest. It's very rare to get them this time of year. Usually they've died out and the females all gone somewhere to hibernate. But this one's really active.
We're having to keep the bedroom window closed all the time. I noticed them coming off the roof and near the gutter and then going in, and there were so many of them. My son-in-law tried to put a bit of filler, actually, to stop them getting in, but because there were so many of them trying to get in, it was a bit dodgy and he'd get stung. So he did his best, but it didn't seal him off.
But Pete is a professional.
It's down to me. If anyone's going to get stung, it's going to be me who's going to get stung, and it's most probably down to my stupidity. So if I take the precautions right and measures right, I shouldn't get stung.
The wasp's nest is in the loft. The trouble is, they still think it's summer, and they're still very much ready for action.
As you can see the size of the wasp here, it's a female. The workers are half the size of these. They pack more venom and more sting. Apart from that, they all hurt, regardless if they're big or small.
Pete has the advantage of surprise, for now.
Getting a bit leery now, the wasps, they're all going to be on us in a minute. And I've just been stung on the leg, and that hurts. I'm going to isolate the nest with just ordinary pyrethrum spray. This has stopped the wasps when if they do come out. They'll just stay back hopefully in the nest. Right, so now I'll get me D5. This will kill them. Wipe them right out. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little incision.
Rather him than me.
I can feel the wasp in there now. So what I'm going to do is then fill the hole up with fire cam. I'm also going to put one at the bottom here. Well, the actual fire cam's in there, and what's it doing? It just I don't know. It just literally mullers them. They just can't stand it. There's one there coming out with fire cam all on him. Look, and you see, look how it's reacting. Look, it's not really happy, is it? Okay. Basically, it takes about 2 hours for the fire cam to work in the nest and kill them all outright.
But Pete wants to remove the nest straight away.
It could go wrong. Everything can go wrong. You know, it could be. I could pull the nest a little bit and it'll break somewhere, and then they'll all come out at me. So I've got to be a bit careful. Okay, what I'm going to do is whack that over like that.
It's often said a wasp's sting in winter is more powerful.
I've just been stung again.
Despite being stung twice, Pete gets the nest into the bag.
Leave that there a minute. As you can see, what with the spray I put in there as well, they're sort of going a bit mental in there, buzzing around.
For Pete, just another victory.
You're going to be one happy bunny now. The wasps are all in there, you can see the size of it. Oh. And there. So I'll see you next year for another one.
Oh, I hope not.
Thanks to Pete, one Dagenham family can get back to normal.
I can leave my windows open there.
And leave Pete to examine his prize.
It's amazing. It's all done on segments. Look, as you can see, look, there's like little joins there which holds it together.
Now he makes a surprising discovery.
You can actually see that we've still got some more grubs to hatch out, as you can see here, which is really amazing for this time of year. They're going on about the ice cap melting and all that. Well, I mean, I know nothing about all that. I'm no scientist, but I know that all the insects this year has been going on longer than it has done the last few years we've been doing pest control. Get that put away, get ready to be incinerated.
The future for the planet may look bleak, but not for Pete. He's off home. In London, Mitch is back on the trail of Mr. Hot Dog. It's a big business with some big characters.
As long as they're not trading, if they're focused on us, they're not trading, brilliant. And he's known to us. Hello, Miss.
Hello, how are you? All right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing nothing, man.
He's not doing anything. Are you going to be trading tonight?
No, I'm not working, man.
You're not working, yeah?
I'm not working.
Yeah?
Very hot.
But you're just partying tonight, are you?
Yeah, I didn't work last night, I didn't work tonight, you know.
But you're going to work, you didn't work last night, that's right, and you're not going to work tonight, are you?
Yeah, I'm not working tonight.
Okay, maybe you might want to tell some of your friends not to work as well.
No, because 4 teams tonight, I can work.
4 teams, is it? 3 now though, eh?
Yeah.
This is the cat and mouse game that we play. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Doesn't see any issue with his activities here. You're waiting for?
New Year's evening.
You're waiting for New Year's evening? Yeah. Not in Westminster, you're not?
Which channel that?
You know you can't get one over on us. Yeah. We're watching you all the time.
You're watching, everybody watching, following that, that's it. You know?
Take care, we'll see you later on. He's lost a lot of face right now.
But this isn't the moment for a chat. Mitch has received a call from one of his inspectors who's found another unlicensed food trolley.
We've got another one already, so excellent. Take me. Just take the step away. Yeah. Step away. Just get away from the van. Step away from the van. Move away. Move away.
The trouble is they do not have work permits and are getting desperate.
Yeah, we want to make money. What job? Yeah, give me the paper to work. Give me the paper to work. I'm not allowed to work. Give me the paper to work.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to work in this country. Give me
the reason why you're not allowed to work.
The men come mostly from Turkey, and many of them are illegal immigrants.
We've got these aggressive little characters, yeah, but we're going to grind them down slowly but surely. They shouldn't be operating on the street like this. They are extremely desperate, they are being exploited, but desperate people take desperate measures, and you can see how threatening they are, yeah? So, perfect. We'll move on to the next one now in Covent Garden. We've just had a heads up about that one, and the team have gone off, and hopefully within the next few minutes we should have that trolley as well.
In Essex, there are some fly tippers who are even prepared to break into garages. And this is something that Rob and Jules are not prepared to put up with.
Having no trade waste agreement is a £300 fine. We've got to get the evidence first. We can't do anything if we haven't got the evidence.
Whoever dumped this waste probably charged money to remove it and has made a clear profit.
I'm quite surprised that people haven't tried to set it alight. Chuck a match in there and it will go up like you wouldn't believe, and then that goes up. We don't know if people storing cars in some of these. If this one goes, it'll probably take the rest of them with them.
And this is a rich haul. A lot of rubbish, a lot of money.
I live on the borough, so I don't want this on my borough. Yeah, I feel quite passionate about it, yeah.
And it's the same story in the next garage.
You've got another fly tip here, different sorts of waste, rubble, Christmas tree.
And also in the next garage too.
It looks like house clearance. There's sofas, chairs, duvets, but there's a bit of garden waste, tyres. Unbelievable, some people. Absolutely unbelievable.
These garages are a potential fire risk. There's no time to lose.
We can't go troopsing in there because we'll end up hurting ourselves. So we'll wait for the clean-up team to get here, and hopefully they can get some more of this on the wagon and we can get some more evidence. Fingers crossed.
Coming up, a rubbish-filled garage turns out to be a health hazard.
That's why we go through the rubbish and don't just yank it all out, because there might be stuff like that in it.
A posh house turns out to be rich in dust.
If you get two people in the pub talking about dust, you can bet your life they work for the National Trust.
And Mitch, the cat after the mice, is still on the prowl.
One of the spotters is in the piazza, so we don't think he's far away.
Up and down the land, a little-known army of dedicated professionals are devoted to battling an ever-advancing tide of grime. Back at the rubbish-filled Essex garages, Rob and his council team are hard at work.
Any toxic materials noted or...?
We don't know yet. We can only see what's at the front, so we've got no idea. This is a priority because of the wood.
Okay, yeah.
Don't want it to go up.
Certainly.
It'll be a matter of cleaning with care.
It's quite obviously general commercial waste. We're going to see if we can find some evidence in here as well. I know there's black bags and things, so my guys will cut those open as we're working.
Jules wants to know who's responsible.
It doesn't look at this time as though we've got any evidence. You know, as you can see, this is all burnt out stuff, so I'm not actually going to get anything from that.
It looks like a professional job. The clean team are well aware of the dangers.
You never know what you're going to find. Got needle gloves on, so obviously we can't get hooked by them. And also looking for, you know, with builder's waste, looking to see if there's anything that looks anything remotely like asbestos or anything like that. But not finding any so far. It's the bathroom. Sort of as you pull away, more seems to appear.
As trained investigators, they look for clues.
I think this is probably from a fish and chip shop or something, because This is a company locally that supplies potatoes. There's something else here which is from a food company in London. This bag I'm opening here, it would appear that we have got some paperwork in it. And we've got a couple of addresses here.
Obviously we have to collate as much information as we possibly can to secure the prosecution, but everything like this, it all looks good.
Things are looking up. For some.
He can't stay on his feet, he always falls over.
Right at the bottom now.
There's a lot of rain and a lot of rubbish, but not enough to dampen their spirits.
When it's days like this, you need to have a good working spirit, and we all have. We work together closely.
Back to work, and the discovery they were dreading.
Right, there's some boarding in there which looks as though it is potentially asbestos insulation board, which is notifiable asbestos, and that is something that we do not work with. We'll be walking away from that.
Asbestos is a potential killer. The dust is blamed for 4,000 deaths each year in the UK.
That's why we go through the rubbish and don't just yank it all out, because there might be stuff like that in there. As soon as we see it, you know, we have to decide what needs to be done.
They've made a good start, but the rest will have to wait. Rob believes he's got enough evidence now to catch the culprits.
There's a lot of parking tickets and stuff like that, loads of different addresses and stuff, so we'll obviously do some investigations and track them down. There's phone numbers here, there's a lot of personal details and stuff like that, so there'll be a lot of investigations, but it's all good. More than happy with that.
Grime affects us all. You get ordinary grime and posh grime. Osterley Park in West London is a magnificent stately home with an interior designed by the great British architect Robert Adam. Now preserved for the nation by the National Trust, it's the job of house steward Alan to look after the place. It helps with a job like this if you have passion for the task, and Alan certainly has that.
We've got this beautiful floor. I've had architects who've come around the house and they said, you know, it must have been a mathematical genius who arranged these stones and cut them and fitted them all. It really is superb. All the white spots add up to 52 for the weeks in the year, and there's 12 columns outside for the months, and they do tell me there's 365 windows, but I've never counted them.
One of Alan's favourite chores is cleaning the antique oil lamps.
Tell us when you're ready. This is one of the Robert Adam lanterns. They were designed by Robert Adam for this very purpose, for being here, hanging here on the stairs. A date from about, I would think, somewhere around 1775. When you first start, yeah, you're frightened to death of these things. Lovely.
Robert Adam designed the lamps, but it was only a sideline.
Robert Adam's famous for his fireplaces, and this is probably one of the biggest Robert Adam fireplaces. This fireplace is 6'2" by 7'9", I believe.
There's no point in being too grand in a stately home. You've got to get down on your hands and knees.
Most of my life was spent at Heathrow Airport working as a building maintenance engineer. And I never dreamed I'd end up somewhere like this. Always been interested in history and antiques, things like that.
It's grime fighting, but of a superior sort, calling for special ingredients.
Just a 50-50 mixture of white spirit and water with just a dash of washing up liquid in it. And, I mean, it really does the trick. Yeah, you can see the amount of dirt that's coming off of there. Quite grubby, isn't it? Another one of Robert Adam's masterpieces. After it was completed and the bed was in place, Robert Adam came to give Robert Child the bill, which he wrote him out a cheque for. And there was a fire blazing in the half down there, and he threw the receipt straight into the fire so no one knew how much he'd ever paid for the bed.
Dust to dust, but not if Alan gets his way.
If you get two people in the pub talking about dust, you can bet your life they work for the National Trust. It is a bit of an obsession with us. Where the dust wasn't cleaned off for many, many years, back in history sometime, possibly Victorian times, it's kind of spiky. And if you rub a duster over it, you're going to push it in, and it becomes sort of encrusted in there. And then there's no way you'll get this gilding back without re-gilding it, because the dust has been, over the years, left to bed itself in.
Alan sees himself as just one of a long line of grime fighters.
But it's a great privilege. It really is. It's a great privilege to be working in and looking after the place. You know, this has been handed on for generations and generations. You do your bit, you look after it for as long as I can, and then pass it on to the next generation. I guess that's how it's gone over and over and over. It's a great privilege to be allowed to look after it for whatever time I've got here.
Back in London, Covent Garden, it's 3 a.m. and Mitch is on the scent of more dangerous hot dogs.
One of the spotters is in the piazza, so we don't think he's far away, but Camden is only a matter of metres. So for them to get over to Camden is an easy feat, and we have no jurisdiction inside Camden.
As Mitch and his team move in, spotters tip off the hot dog trader, who makes a run for it, abandoning his trolley.
Okay, I need a bear code November 7. That's Cassim 7 on Muscle Street. I believe that his spotters might have seen us. He decided to hide, and we decided to flush him out.
It's been damp and dismal, but Mitch feels triumphant.
We've taken 3 trolleys already. This is absolutely fantastic from our point of view. There's nothing better than seeing the people that are coming to Westminster enjoying themselves and going home safely, and seeing the society you live in clean and tidy.
Since filming the show, the fly-tipped garages in Essex have been cleared of asbestos by a special team, and the hot dog wars are still simmering. 5 new inspectors have joined Mitch's team, and they've picked up many more trolleys, a dirty dozen.